First episode of Gaining Distance, I discussed how we're going to efficiently and properly create torque in the backswing to store it right back here in our trail hip. Now this week we're going to discuss the transition, but I'm going to break it up into two parts. And the reason is this is really probably the most important part of the swing. And what I mean by that is we've done a great job of storing energy, creating energy. We've set up in the right way. But now, how do we transfer it properly and efficiently into our lead side so that we now can create some power, which will then filter up, the energy will filter up through our body, and allowing us to create more speed through the hands, delivering it through the club head into the ball, and then gaining distance. We can waste everything we did in the backswing right now in the first part of the transition if we're not careful. Hi everybody, this is Jimmy Shaw. Thank you for clicking on my video today. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below for any other tips, drills, or any other type parts of the game that you want me to cover. If you want me to help you with your game, you can find me at these two locations, and the links are in the description. Again, thank you, and I hope you enjoy this video. A little different. I'm not going to go through the whole transition. I'm not going to go through the whole through swing. I'm actually going to discuss kind of a drill that we can train for our body in the background. If you've ever seen a movie and they have a fight scene, the worst thing that can happen is you have the two main fighters in a huge war scene, take like Braveheart or Dark Knight Rises, and then everybody in the background just stands around and kind of looks around. It wouldn't be realistic. It would take away from the scene. Even though you're focused in on those two fighters, you're still looking in the background to make sure that the emotion and the feel is real. This is what we're doing this week, is we're focusing on the background. So what is the background to this performance? The background is the stability of our spine and our hips. We have to maintain stability as we transfer. And what do I mean by that? Well, once we get back, we've stored all this energy right here in this trail side. If I were to immediately take my spine and then shove it, kind of do what most people would call a weight shift. Now, look where I'm at. Very awkward. I've taken all that energy that I stored and I've wasted it. It's gone. And that takes me to the point of a weight shift versus a pressure shift or an energy shift. If you haven't seen my video on the difference between a weight shift and a pressure shift, please go back and watch. Also, I did a video on hitting it high. If you haven't seen that one, go back and watch that one, because the principles are very much the same in how we're going to make sure that our spine is tilting away from the target as we go through it to have an upswing in a positive attack angle. So go watch those two videos. They'll really help in kind of blending this in so I don't have to make this video so long. But watching the two videos on weight shift versus pressure shift and hitting it high will really set the stage for this week and what we're going to do to help transfer that energy that we've created in the back hip and put it in the lead foot. So once I get into the back, now this is how we're going to practice this. All I want you to do is step on that lead foot, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to take this energy and put it right in that foot, but I want my hips and my spine to stay stable. I don't want my spine leaking. I also don't want it coming up, because then we're going to get that early extension. So my hips, if I just do that, they stay right in place. My spine, stable. Now I've transferred all that energy very quickly into the lead side. Now I've created power. Now I've created more ground force. And remember, we talked about in last week's video, creating ground force going back. So now I take all that energy that I've stored up. Now we've got ground force coming up. We've got the rotation going back. They come together right here for a lot of energy stored up in that trail hip. Now I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it right in my left foot. Slam. Now I put a lot of force into the ground, into my lead side. Powerfully. This is where the power comes in. So this is why this week is so important, is that really all we're going to do is you just get back. We're going to keep everything stable. We're just going to press. I just want you to get used to pressing right through the middle of the foot. We're not pressing. It's kind of going to be in the toes, but it's going to be very quick, but we're going to go right through the middle. Now it's going to, if I had a pressure mat, it would actually go toe back. but I want you to feel like you're going down. So we're going to get turned back, push it right into that lead foot, keeping everything still. Now we're sending all the energy over there, but we're keeping the spine and the hip stable. The spine will help us be faster, because if my spine is moving, it's very difficult for my hands to be fast because they're having to adjust to a changing center. So if I can transfer that power, put it in that lead foot in a very controlled manner, keeps my spine stable and allow me to be faster coming through. So this week is all about really training the body how to efficiently and effectively take all that energy in the trail hip and shove it straight into that lead foot. If we can do that, the rest of the transition and what we actually are going to be thinking about, the stars of the show on the downswing for the driver and hitting it further, are really going to illuminate and be much more effective.